What's up, guys? Doomwake here. Welcome back to another video on the channel. As always, before we continue, make sure to hit the like and subscribe button if you feel so inclined, and be sure to let me know in the comment section below what you thought of the video. Today, we're going to be going back into the kitchen with everybody's favorite chef, card that it's been out for, what, 2.5 months now, and I still can't pronounce it, so we're just going to call it Asmo. A lot of people have been asking me on my Twitch stream what happened to Asmo, because I was a very big proponent of the card when the set first dropped. Played a lot, played with it for about a month straight, trying all these different kinds of versions. We tried Golgari, we tried Dimir, we tried Grixis, we tried Esper. I tried basically every color combination under the sun. And, to varying degrees of success, and I thought the card was fine. And I think the biggest reason that the card is kind of fell out of favor a little bit is due to the fact that the format just became more efficient. The best decks are Hammer Time, which just plays a pile of 1 and 2 mana cards, Dragon's Rage Channeler Ragavan, which is just all the best 1 mana removal spells and cantrips, and the Temur Footfalls deck, / Living End, I guess, but you'll put the Cascade decks together, but more so Temur Footfalls, because all these decks are just so efficient. They're playing a lot of cheap and or free spells. They're putting a lot of pressure under you, and you don't have the time to set up with Asmo like you did before when we were in week 1, when we were in the early stages of the format, back when I was playing with Urza Lord High Artificer. Like, I just don't really think you can justify playing Urza Lord High Artificer in a format where, Ragavan, DRC, and Holy Heat are just at the top of the metagame, because they just put too much pressure on you. So what are we doing different here? Well, I saw this list, and the person who 5-0'd, I think their username was DillanR, and they 5-0'd a couple times with this particular list. They actually have multiple decks posted, and it's pretty similar to, what was the tournament? I think it was the Hunter Burton Memorial Open. There was a Jund Asmo deck in the top 8 of that event. I think that one was red-green, and then somebody, I want to say it was the week after, they top 8'd with Jund. But basically, it's just going heavy on the 3-drop stuff, Grist and Seasoned Pyromancer. And the genesis of this deck, obviously, we have the usual suspects here. So we have Asmo, and then we have the food engine, which is Underworld Cookbook plus Ovalchase Daredevil, to just generate, a bunch of food to help you fuel Asmo. We have Finale of Devastation, which we're mostly just casting for X equals 0 to get Asmo. And then we have Mana Acceleration with Gilded Goose. We have 1 Ignoble Hierarch, kind of just as like the 5th copy of Gilded Goose. In this deck, Goose is a little bit better because you do, like, the food generation from Goose comes up it comes up a lot when you have Asmo and Urza Saga tokens. So just being able to have the 2 mana activated ability of making additional game objects is really good with Gilded Goose. And then we have Planeswalkers here, so we're kind of like a Jund mid-range deck with the kind of like a Jund mid-range deck baked into an Asmo shell with Urza Saga. And that's a lot of stuff. That's a lot of words, but so Wrenn 6 is pretty powerful. Obviously, just a really good card with fetch lands, but also particularly potent with Urza Saga, because Urza Saga dies on Chapter 3, get it back with Wrenn 6, replay it, kind of just, you can loop sagas that way. Grist as a 4-of. So I think one of the reasons why I wasn't as big of a fan of the Asmo shell was Murktide region, because the blue-red decks were good at, like, keeping you off of certain resources. Like, they would force you to use Asmo activations early. Even if they ended up having to trade 2 for 1, they force you to kill, a Ragavan or a DRC, and then you end up in a spot where you have an Asmo and maybe a food in play, or maybe you don't even have an Asmo, you just have a food, and they just play an 8/8 Murktide, and you don't have enough resources, enough food to be able to kill it, and they put so much pressure on you early that the Murktide is usually lethal in 1, maybe 2 attacks. And Grist is nice because the turn that they potentially tap out for Murktide, you can just slam a Grist and kill it. It's just a nice clean removal spell for Murktide Regent, which is something the deck was missing. Also, killing Planeswalkers is pretty huge, killing Teferi and opposing Wrenn 6s, that kind of stuff. And just making tokens, chump blockers, and, we can mill over Seasoned Pyromancers, we can mill over Ovalchase Daredevils, we can mill over, lands to get back with Wrenn 6, just get a lot of value that way. And then we have Seasoned Pyromancer, which is a way to discard cards. So potentially, if you have 4 mana, you can go Seasoned Pyromancer, discard a card, and then use that you have a mana left over to play Asmo, because you've discarded a card with the Pyromancer, fulfilling the requirement for Asmo. So that's pretty cool. And then just, again, this is just kind of a deck that really wants to go long, just churn through its cards, and play a longer game with Seasoned Pyromancer. So that's kind of why we're playing 4 copies of that. And then our removal spells is Lightning Bolt. I think you could maybe get away with playing Unholy Heat, because I think your type line is pretty spread out. Because you have creature, artifact, enchantment, planeswalker, sorcery, and then the heat would be the instance. So that is something that I'm interested in seeing how good Bolt is in comparison to Unholy Heat. Like if we, every time we draw Bolt, just see how good would Heat have been, just kind of keep a mental note of that. So that's something to keep in mind, but we'll go with Bolt for now. There's a stupid fly on. Anyways. Mana base, besides Urza Saga, has got a bunch of fetch lands, some shock lands, some fast lands, and some basics. So nothing fancy in the mana base. You could maybe play 1 cycle land to go with Wrenn 6. We're choosing not to, because I think if you were doing that, you'd probably want it to be the 23rd land. The deck list that I copied actually had 23 lands, but only had 3 Asmo, so I cut a land for a 4th Asmo, because I think you really want to be playing 4 Asmo. It's just your best card. At the sideboard, we have Thoughtseize for the control/combo matchups, Leyline for the graveyard decks, Alpine Moon for Urza Saga, Force of Vigor for Hammer Time, Void Mirror for Cascade, Pyrite Spellbomb for Sanctifier on Vec, and then Pithing Needle for opposing Planeswalkers, because again, we are an Urza Saga deck, so having the Spellbomb and the Needle, pretty good, nice utility to have access to. So that is the deck list. Let's just get into some games. So without further ado, I'll see you back here in just a little bit for number 1. All right, everybody, we're back here for round number 1. Our opponent has not shown us a companion, and we have a cookbook, an Asmo, and Finale. I think I'm good with this hand. Can go lead on Copperline, Gorge, Cookbook. Hopefully find a Daredevil so we can generate some food, play Asmo. Depending on what they do. Okay, they're playing Murktide. This is the test. This is the test to see if this matchup is good. This is one of the matchups I was a little bit scared about, but we shall see. Drew Wrenn 6, which not too bad, because if they play a DRC or a Ragavan, I could potentially just kill it. Excuse me. Kill it with Wrenn 6. I don't plan on making a food end of turn, because I don't want to discard any of my resources currently, but again, we'll see what they do. Oh, okay, this is it's not what I thought it was. Okay, new plan. We're definitely going to discard to make a food here. I guess because I have the Wrenn 6, I can just discard some lands. So let's get rid of the Overgrown Tomb. Okay, not too bad. So let's think about this. If I discard Foothills, food, Asmo, Goose. This will be a 3rd food. Use 2 food to kill the Brawl. Next turn, Wrenn back the land. Play the land, discard the Finale. And okay, yeah, that works. Okay, so discard. I guess I can just discard discard the Foothills for now. I mean, I guess discarding the Foothills is like prices me into playing the Wrenn 6 next turn, which I don't necessarily want to do. I can also get the 4th food from the Goose this way. Like, I can just activate the Goose instead of playing Wrenn 6, but given that I kind of want to hit my land drop, I probably should play the Wrenn 6 next turn. There's a chance we're just dead if they just have 2nd mana creature. I think they would need, what, Ritual, Metamorphose, Gifts in their exact 5-card hand. So yeah, mana creature, Ritual, Metamorphose, Gifts. Blue. Well, they're casting Brawl. It's either... Oh, okay. Am I just rolled up? Okay, so maybe they only had 1 Ritual and they're just going for it here. Oh. Red Past in Flames? Okay. So Ritual, Metamorphose. Oh, so they're just going to try to Serum Visions and Metamorphose into the Gifts. I see. Did they put a card on top? I hope not. They went 2 on the bottom. Okay, that's a start. It's good for us. We need to fade a gifts. Well, they're casting the ritual. I guess they could just have a grape shot. It's an opt. Ooh, and they're remanning the opt. Good play, because they get the draw card off the remand, loot off the brawl, and then also cast the opt again potentially. But now they're out of blue mana, so now they can't cast the gifts. I guess they could have double grape shot. Okay. No, Doom Lake wins. I guess they just fizzled. Maybe they felt like they were in a position where they, I don't know. I mean, they saw a lot of cards, so I guess that's kind of why they went for it. But anywho, let's bring in. Which piece of interaction do I want more, Laneline or Thoughtseize? Because I don't think I have room to bring in both, and I don't want to over sideboard. Moon, Force, Mirror, Spellbomb, Needle. These are all bad, I think. Pretty sure these are all bad. I know that they sometimes have Aria Flame in the sideboard, but I don't think that's enough for me to bring in Force of Vigor. Obviously, that makes, you know, Leyline of the Void a little bit more of a risky proposition if they have Aria, but I think my weakest card might just be either Pyromancer or Grist. I think I want to have all of my Asmo, so I want to keep Finale. What if I cut the Pyromancers and the Grists? Maybe Wrenn and 6 is not great either. What if I cut, like, Pyromancer Wrenn and brought in Leyline Thoughtseize? Let's try that. I want to see how that works. Curious to see if... Yeah. Actually, I kind of like this. I kind of like the way this looks. Yeah, let's go with that. I'm not even convinced that I want Thoughtseize in this matchup, but in combination with, like, if you have both Leyline and Thoughtseize, you can Leyline them to shut them off of Past in Flames and just Thoughtseize the card that, you know, they brought in to get around Leyline, because they usually expect Graveyard Hate. This hand is Thoughtseize into Finale, so I think I'm good with this. And we have a Bolt to kill a mana creature. Saga is not a great draw, but... Alright, so we have to get Overgrown Tomb, so we have double green. Thoughtseize you. What you working with? Alright, so Baral, Grapeshot, Bolt, Past in Flames, Wish. So do I just take the Wish and then kill the Baral? Like, that makes sense. Yeah. I don't want to take the Baral because I have the Bolt. The chance they just don't play the Baral this turn. If they don't, then I'll just Thoughtseize them and play an Urza Saga, probably. Alright, so they're fetching for a Steam Vents. They drew a cantrip, okay. So another hand, minus the card they draw off Serum Visions. Mountain, Baral, Grapeshot, Past in Flames, Bolt. The other consideration was to take Bolt, just slam the Finale. But obviously I don't want to play the Finale into the Bolt. Huh. So they played the Mountain. I guess I could just Finale here and let them Bolt the thing. And then next turn go Saga, Thoughtseize, Cookbook, Asmo, or even Bolt, Asmo, Cookbook. Or like Bolt, Thoughtseize, Asmo. Yeah, let's just do this, because I drew the second Asmo. Is this risky? I wonder if there's a way that I die by doing this. I'm obviously going to cast the Bolt. So Baral, Grapeshot, Past in Flames. I think even if they draw double Ritual, I'm fine, right? So get the book. And yeah, now I could just use all my mana next turn. I have 4 1-mana spells. And I could play any 3 of them. I mean, I guess I can't do all 3 of these, but... Alright, so they went land go. So we're on Baral, Grapeshot, Past in Flames. Let's take a look-ski. Let's take a look-ski. So, Grapeshot, Past in Flames, Wish. I will take the Wish. And I think I'm just going to discard Grist. And then cast the Asmo. I just don't think I'm going to have time for Grist this game. Would have been nice to draw a Daredevil, but especially with the Saga and the Asmo, I just don't see myself having time for Grist. Next turn, I'm probably just going to hold up all my mana. Like, this is, you know, a turn that I'm tapped out, and it could be a little bit risky. Like, if they find a Ritual... No, they can't even do anything if they draw a Ritual, right? They go Baral, Ritual, 3 mana, Pass in Flames, but then they're out of mana. So I think even if they drew a Ritual that turn, we couldn't really... Nothing bad could have happened to us. Do I want to play this land? Doesn't actually accomplish much. Just gonna hold it. If it was an untapped land, I would play it so I could activate Saga and cast Lightning Bolt, but there's really no reason to play it this turn. Just play it next turn. I might want to just discard it to Cookbook anyways. For some extra food. Casting Lightning Bolt on Asmo. Sure. Dead. Dead. Alright, I'm actually going to make a food first so they can't bolt my token. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Okay, if I discard Cookbook, they actually die, I think, right? Because it's 4 artifacts. Oh, no, I'm a mana short. Yeah, because if I make another construct, I don't have a second red source. But to double bolt them, to get the 7 artifacts. Okay, so now I float mana. I get Cookbook, which is artifact number 5. Discard Hierarch, artifact number 6. Yeah, then I discard this artifact number 7, but I don't have a second red source. Okay, so in that case, let's just play it safe here. Let's just make a construct and hold a bolt. Could even get a Nihil Spellbomb just in case anything crazy happens. And then, yeah, I'm just going to hold up bolt. We got the Spellbomb, we're holding a bolt, we have a 2-turn clock. Pass the turn. They have Baral, Grape Shot, Past in Flames. Red, blue, Baral. Alright. So they have Grape Shot, Past in Flames. They're just going to play Baral and pass. I'll just make a food. I will just make a food. Alright, cool. 1-0. Not a whole lot to say about that match, but deck kind of, you know, did what it was supposed to do, so that was cool. And anyways, I hope you enjoyed the games. I'll see you back here in just a little bit for round number 2. Alrighty, YouTube, we are here for round number 2. We are on the play, and this hand doesn't really do anything. We don't have a way to discard a card. I mean, I guess we have Seasoned Pyromancer, but we only have 2 lands. This is a 4-mana play. We have a Shadow Spear that doesn't really do much. Daredevil we can't do anything with. I'm going to ship this. We have better 6s, I think. I don't know if I'd qualify this as a better 6. I think I'd rather just go to 5. Like, our deck has Wrenn in 6. Alright, I guess we're going to 4. Maybe I should have kept the 7. I don't know, or the 6. Okay, this is a keepable 4-card hand. I'm going to keep, I think, 2 lands, a Cookbook, and a Wrenn in 6. Does that make sense? Because that way, if I draw a land, I can just start discarding cards to Cookbook and get it back with Wrenn. Yeah, let's do that. I don't think I have enough material to keep the Asmo. I guess, hypothetically, if I draw Daredevil, maybe it's better to keep the Asmo. But I think this is better if I draw a fetch land. It's kind of close. I could see either way. Okay. Well, that's a good start. It is definitely a card we did not mind them casting. Let's do this. Your turn. Maybe they have a discard spell. We can discard the Cookbook in response. What's this? Prismatic Ending. That's not good. Okay, that's a start. That's a 2-for-1. So basically, we mulled the 4, and we have now gotten 2 separate 2-for-1s. So we're back up 2 cards. I don't know that it's going to be enough, because they know my hand. Okay. Mm-hmm. Maybe another ending. Inquisition. Alright, you can take a book. You can take a book. They're keeping a card on top. Not great. Daredevil? No, no Daredevil. I mean, they're at 14. It's race. We're probably not going to be able to block these next turn anyways. They're already on 3 types. I think best case scenario is I play the cookbook and draw a Daredevil. And I can't make 2 food this turn anyways, so I might as well just play the other cookbook. What's this? Ooh, they're playing Mardu Death Shadow. Classic. I remember when Ranger Captain first got printed, and everybody thought that Mardu was like, it's a good deck, you know. Alright, give me a Daredevil. Give me a Daredevil. They have 1 card in hand. Oh, man. I could discard both of my cards to kill the Death Shadow right now, which is better if they have a fetch land, although I still don't really want to attack into this. But I think I have to kill the Shadow now just in case they have a fetch land. Because if I wait until their turn and they play a fetch, Asmo only deals 6 damage. So they can just go fetch, make it an 8/8. Actually a 9/9, but... I mean, all things told, this is not a bad mull before. So we take 6. Oh yeah, they just attack with that, sure. So basically, we have to draw Daredevil, which means I don't block, take 9, go to 9. Daredevil, make 2 food, kill this, or kill one of these, take 6, go to 3. Yeah, that's my only out. So we need a Daredevil. Alright, I've seen enough. I have seen enough. Alright, so we're playing against Mardu Death Shadow. Not a fan of Thoughtseize, not a fan of Leyline. I mean, I guess Leyline stops Channeler, but it's not good against their other threats like Ragavan Shadow and Ranger Captain. They don't have Murktide Regent, you know. They're just playing with its only Channeler that it stops. And they don't even have Luris. So, yeah, I definitely don't want Leyline. I don't really want any of these cards, to be honest with you. They all seem kind of medium. I guess maybe they could have Sanctifier. That being said, I don't really have any bad cards in my deck. I think I'm just gonna run it back. None of these cards excite me at all. I get another 1-lander. This time we have a Daredevil though, so there's that. It's 2 Pyromancers though. I can't keep this. Okay, finally have a keepable hand. It's not that it's not even that good, to be honest with you, but alright, I'm gonna put back the second mana creature, I think. And I'd rather keep the goose. And let's lead on. I think I can just get basic forest, right? Yeah, basic forest is fine. Goose. Goose, goose. I would not mind drawing a finale. They have a chalice on 0. Okay. Well, we have Wrenn and 6 for that. And I think we're just going to go Saga, Trigger, play a cookbook, red, green, Wrenn, downtick, pass. Then we can make a food, make a construct token. That was a good turn 2. That was a good turn 2. Could have Alpine Moon, some way of killing the Saga, but that was a really good turn 2. They have a Channeler. Ooh, no second land. You'd love to see that. Alright, well, it seems like neither of these games are going to really be remotely close. Just gonna make Saga tokens. Alright, your turn. Alright. I guess we'll go to game 3. Maybe we can have a game. Maybe we can have exactly one game of Magic where we both play lands and spells. Alright, let's go to game 3. Just an interesting game, interesting match of Magic the Gathering. Both teams are trying as hard as they possibly can. I don't even think they mulliganed that game. I think they just kept the one lander with a Ragavan. Okay, lands and spells. Not the best spells, but a reasonable mix. Because we have Saga for Cookbook and then Daredevil. We have Bolt for an early play, and we have Saga, so I guess it's okay. It's not great. I think it's okay. That's a good draw. So let's lead on Copperline Gorge and just pass. The intention of bolting this when they go to combat. You always want to wait on bolting the Ragavan until their turn because you don't want them to dash a second one. Alright, they have a second land this time. Tilt. They have a second land this time. Death Shadow. Okay. Okay, this is not great. I have to play the Saga this turn because I need to be able to give myself the ability to put an Asmo into play 2 turns down the road and just kind of hope that they can't go nuts with this Shadow. Okay, that's good. So they don't have a fetch land in their hand. They probably have a Ranger Captain, though. So they're just going to Ranger for another Shadow here, if I had to guess. Yeah. Yep. And my turn. So we have the option of making a Saga token or just playing Pyromancer. I actually think it's quite a bit better to play Pyromancer here because we get to go discard Daredevil and maybe the second Pyromancer. So we get to make a whole bunch of tokens. So we have some chump blockers for the Shadow. And then next turn we can just float a mana, get a book, play Asmo, get a second book, and then have an Asmo activation. So let's go basic Mountain, Pyromancer. Definitely discarding Daredevil. I think I just want the extra blocker and not the Pyromancer, because I have stuff to do with my mana next turn. That's actually not bad either, because that means if they have a removal spell for the first Asmo, we still have a second one. I guess this is worst case scenario. They have an Alpine Moon here, because then I can't get to the what you call it. Ooh. If they have Alpine Moon, I can't get to the cookbook. I think I'm gonna take the 3, but I will force them to cast a spell here. I think they have Bolt on themselves. That's why they're making this attack. So they're gonna go make me. They have Colligan's Command, so make me discard and then 2 to themselves. It's a good play. Or maybe get back Street Wraith. Oh, they can just get back Street Wraith and shock this, and then cycle the Street Wraith. Yeah, that's way better. Yep, good play. Good play. And they cycle the Wraith. Alright, but we dodge the Alpine Moon, so we are chilling. So let's float a mana, get a book. Let's always yield to the Daredevil. Discard Daredevil. Cast Asmo. Yes, get a book. Okay, so now I have to decide. I can't really play the Grist because then I only have 1 more food. So let's play Cookbook. Let's make a food. I'm going to kill the Shadow now while they don't have a fetch land in play. I guess a fetch land would make it a 6/6, but like I know I'm going to kill the Shadow anyway, so I might as well just do it now. Let's do this, make a food, and probably just chump block the Ranger Captain. Like, I don't even want to deal them damage quite yet, because that just makes their shadows bigger. I'll just wait. I'll wait until the turn that I'm going to kill them in 1 hit. Okay, that's fine, because we have another one. I might just take 3. Save the elemental to chump block a shadow. I think 3 is fine. Oh, I guess taking 3 here is bad if they have Scourge, because then it's a 7/7 Scourge. I probably should have blocked that turn. Yeah, I think that turn would have been a good turn to block, potentially. Alright, we'll get my black mana. We should be good, though. Especially with that draw. Just make a bunch of food now. I feel like they have another removal spell here, but it's going to be pretty tough if they don't. Because I can just kill both their things. So they're going to path the Asmo in response. I will respond to that, make a food with Goose. And then I will kill both of their things. I will get a basic land, and I will search for another cookbook, which I will play off of the Urza Saga. And then even if they have another shadow, we have the Grist to take care of it, so we just kind of have everything covered at this point. The nice thing about this, too, is they don't have Lurrus. You know, one of the easiest ways for them to get out of this would just be to Lurrus. Alright, they have Alpine Moon. That's fine. We got 2 Pyromancers in the graveyard, and again, we have Grist. So, we got plenty of threats. They do have a 3rd Shadow, which is pretty good, but we have the Grist. So, not too worried about that. So now we can go... Oh, well, that makes things easier. So, let's make some food. Make some food. Now I can actually Finale and Grist. Yeah, this game should be over. So let's go Finale, x equals 0, search library. We'll get a book. Play this. Can't tap my mana. Play Grist. +1. Kill the Shadow while they're currently tapped out. Attack for 1, and it's your turn. Alright. I think we have established a lock on the game. Prismatic ending the Asmo. This time I'm actually going to have it fight itself so I can get it back with Cookbook. I thought about doing that on a previous turn, but it didn't make sense because they had another threat in play for me to kill. So I didn't want to do it the turn before, but now that they have nothing in play to kill, I might as well just put it in my graveyard so you can rebuy it with the Cookbook. Or we can just draw the 4th one. You know. Just Doomwake things. I might just play a 4/2 here, honestly. Just make a bunch of food and cast a Cookbook, cast a 4/2. Yeah, let's just do that. So let's go discard Daredevil, make a food, just go through all these food loops before playing the Daredevil to make sure we have the maximum amount of food. But yeah, like, I'm not even going to expose the Asmo quite yet until they play a creature that I care about, and then I'll play it. But yeah, this game is basically over. Alright. We even have a Grist Ultimate just in case. Just in case we needed more stuff. So they're going to make me discard and get back a Shadow, but they still lose to the Grist Ultimate. They actually have to shock the Grist, right? What did they do? Did they rebuy a creature? They rebought the Ranger Captain. Okay, what are they doing about the Grist, though? I guess they're doing nothing about it. Okay, so we defeated the Mardu Death Shadow deck. You know, we got pretty lucky there. Drew a whole bunch of Asmos. Definitely not going to say we didn't get lucky, but matchups like this are generally, especially the ones that don't have Lurrus or Murktide, they're a little bit, which there aren't many decks that don't have those cards, but anyways, enough rambling. We're 2-0. I'll see you back here in just a little bit for round number 3. Alrighty, YouTube, round number 3. We are currently 2-0. Record is working, so we're good there. This hand's got a turn 2 Grist, so I'm in. Turn 2 Grist, maybe turn 3 Season Pyromancer. And are we playing against Hammer Time? Which flavor of Lurrus? Ooh, Burn. Traditionally speaking, Burn has a pretty hard time beating the card, the Underworld Cookbook. That being said, we don't have that card in our hand. So, could be a little dicey. Okay, well now we have it in our hand. It's just a little bit slow. Interesting. How do we want to proceed? I think what I'm going to do is just play Copperline Gorge and pass, discard a Verdant Catacombs. I know I could bolt main phase, but I kind of want to get, like, if the top card of my deck is a land, I would like to filter through that. And the fifth land is kind of is pretty much irrelevant in this case. So yeah, I'm just gonna play Copperline Gorge pass, and then try to get another land off of the Goblin Guide. Like it's just so unlikely for the fifth land to matter that I think it's better to just try and filter through if my top card is a land. Now, if they play Eidolon pre-combat, okay, they're not doing that. They're playing Goblin Guide. Okay, it's a lot of creatures. This is how they usually beat. This is how they beat Cookbook. You know, you can imagine if your opponent is casting Lava Spike against you and you have an Underworld Cookbook in play and you're just trading Lava Spike for one of their cards. It's not a winning proposition, but the consistent sources of damage are how you beat the Cookbook. Our top card's a Goose. What's our plan here? I think I'm just gonna kill a Goblin Guide just to minimize damage. Then we go to 15. I think I have to play Saga and Goose this turn, just to try and get a Cookbook into play as quickly as possible. Because that's how I'm going to stabilize. I could play double Goose. Certainly playing at least one Goose. The question is, do I play the second Goose or the Saga? They have 3 cards in hand. I'm not going to be blocking next turn. I guess maybe I just want more mana in play. Because then on 5 mana... Nah, I'd rather just get the book. I need to get this book, I think. This might actually be kind of a dicey position, though. This game would be a lot different if we run the play. But yeah, on the draw against the triple creature draw is... Yeah, triple creature into Searing Blaze. It's kind of tough. And we don't have a cookbook. Yeah. Yep. So 3, 4, 5, 8. We go to 4. We have 4 and they have 1 card. Yeah, I think we're basically dead. I don't know what we could draw to get out of this. Drew a Finale. So I can just hope they don't have any spells. And we can go Crack for a basic forest, Finale for Asmo, play Cookbook, discard Pyromancer, kill one of their creatures, and then block the other one. Just hope they have no spells. Yeah, I guess we're doing that. I did play the wrong fetch land. I should have played this one. I don't know if it's gonna matter. I'm probably not getting another turn, but alright, so get a book, cast a book, make a food. Yeah, I'll just kill this thing now. Alright, hope they have no spells. Hope they have no spells. They probably have a spell. I would assume they have a spell. I mean, they're thinking. They're thinking. Alright. They thought, and they decided to cast the card that killed me. Good play. Good play. Leyline, Alpine Moon, Force of Vigor. None of these cards seem great. I kind of want the Pirate Spellbomb because they sometimes have Sanctifier and or Core Firewalker. Not that I really care about Firewalker, but I'm just going to cut the Nihil Spellbomb. They don't do anything with their graveyard. I mean, they have Luris, but I don't think Luris ever comes up in a matchup like this. The matchup, like, it's one of those things where if they're Lurising, you're usually winning. You don't really care if they Luris. And we have a cookbook, so I keep. I think I'm going to lead on Hierarch. And then I can go cookbook plus bolt plus crack for a tap shockland on 2. Because I want to get a basic on 1, obviously. And then this can get a tap shockland. Alright, Hierarch go. And they have to decide if they want to kill the Hierarch or play a creature. Kind of don't really care if they kill the Hierarch. Also, that's fine. So we'll take 1, And I think I'm just going to play Cookbook and play... I'm actually going to play this because if they kill the Hierarch, I want to be able to fetch a tapped black Shockland and be able to play Grist Pain Free next turn. So that's why I'm choosing to get the tap Shockland here, because this can't get another basic, because I only have one forest, one mountain. So playing this is a lot better if this dies. So I just take less damage. Roiling Vortex. Okay. Just gonna bolt this thing. It does maybe prevent me from gaining life with the Cookbook, which is a little annoying. So we get our tapped black Shockland. I still think I have to play Grist. Just play Grist and then play a tapped Stomping Ground. It's kind of an awkward spot. Because if they just have enough mana to hold this up, then it's going to be hard for me to gain life off the Cookbook. So we'll take one. Finale, huh? I think it's just better to Grist here. Grist, make a token. Mill the Pyromancer, which is not too bad. Then I can start making food. But again, if they just like play a land and hold up their mana, it's going to be kind of awkward. Or they just do this and hold up their mana this way. Yeah, because we can't really pressure them. I guess what we're going to have to try and do is get to a spot where we have 2 food in play, and they only have 1 mana up. So we can go crack a food, they activate, we crack a food. I think that might be our plan. Alright, plus Grist. Okay, nothing worth noting there. So attack for 2. Well, I mean, we're in that position where we have 2 food available to us, so I'm just not going to play my land. I think I'm also not going to play the Finale. Well, no, because I think playing Finale is okay, because they still have to, yeah, just play Finale, but don't play the book. Yeah. Because they still have to hold up mana. They can't tap mana EOT, because I have the food up. So if they like go to kill the Asmo EOT, I'll just crack a food in response. Just not going to play the Cookbook from my hand. So it's going to be like this awkward jockeying for position where like they have to hold up 1 mana, I have to hold up 2, but I actually have a better board. Like I have a relevant clock, so it might be more difficult for them to hold up mana than me. And once we get to the next turn, I can then hold up 2 activations. That's pretty good. If Searing Blaze, sure, that's fine. I'm not even going to make a food here. I think there's really no reason to. We have 2 creature cards in the graveyard. I'm just going to keep plussing. The ult does not kill them quite yet. Alright, so we'll attack for 2. So they go to 13. This is a little dicey. So I could do the crack food right now and go to 11. I'm just trying to think if there's a reason to do it now, if there's a reason to wait. I'm just going to play my Blooming Marsh. Now I have more cards to discard. Like, I don't really need the extra cookbooks when I don't have a Daredevil yet. So I think we're just gonna wait it out a little bit. It is awkward because now I'm behind on life, and they drew a land, so they can, more likely deploy a spell and. So they're shocking to 10. What's this? Another copy of Searing Blaze. Which is super awkward because now I don't have 4 mana. Well, this turn. I'll have 4 mana when I untap, but... because if I make a food, they activate. I make a food... Or, I make a food in response, crack food, they vortex. I crack another food, they vortex again. But then I can untap and gain 3. So I go down to 5, down to 4... off of on my upkeep, back up to 7 with them having 2 cards. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. We're like pretty close to killing them actually. Okay, let's do that. Let's force them to tap out here. I think I like this play because they have to take a damage off the canyon to activate the vortex, and this is actually going to be pretty close to lethal with the Grist ultimate. Not that far off. So I think this is a good play. So we activate, they activate, we activate, they activate. Yeah, this is good. Just taps them out. Like they're at 9 and we have 3 1/1s and a Grist ultimate with 3 creature cards because the noble's going to the graveyard. We could even discard a creature if we draw it to the cookbook. So yeah, we go to 5, then we go to 4 off the vortex. This is close. Through a fetch. Okay, so attack for 3. They go to 6. I think I just plus the Grist this turn. And then I make a food, crack it, and then just pass. Yeah. And just hope they can't deal me. Well, I guess if they have any 2 spells, they win, right? Not necessarily. If they have 2... Okay, so if their hand is, let's say, like, Skullcrack and something. I guess I could just respond... Could respond to the Vortex activation. All right, well, they have a Bolt. They have a Skewer. Oh, and they still have the Vortex activation up. Okay. All right, well, we have been defeated by the Burn strategy. I think Burn is generally a pretty good matchup, but I don't know. I don't know if I maybe messed up sequencing that game. But anyways, we're 2-1. I'll see you back here just a little bit for round number 4. All right, YouTube, we are here for round number 4. We got some Jund Asmo. 2-1. Picked up an unfortunate loss to Burn. I think that matchup was close, and I think maybe there was some spots. Like, I wonder if there was a spot where I could have played an extra cookbook. I don't remember exactly, but this hand's good. You got a turn 1 Goose, turn 2 Grist. Not much else to say. This hand's pretty dope. Opponent revealed Lurrus. Let's see what type of Lurrus deck they are. Blackcleave Cliffs. Okay. Holy Heat. We got more Goose. Got plenty more Goose where that came from. Let's play the Catacombs so we can get a tap Shockland. We're going to cast this Grist one way or the other. Okay, Channeler's fine. Could even EOT get a Blood Crypt, kill the Channeler. Okay. Well, if they want to take the Bolt, that's fine. They're going to take the Grist, obviously, but I'll happily allow them to take the Bolt. I don't think they're going to. Yeah. I guess there's not really a reason to end step the Bolt. I guess that was a reason to cast the Bolt, so they get 1 less Surveil trigger. Alright, well, they bobbled me, so I'm definitely going to fetch now. I guess I could just hardcast a Daredevil if I Bolt now, which is probably okay. Sure, that's fine. I'll buy that. All right, hard cast time. We have entered the hard cast stage. Not a stage I like to be in most of the time, but you know, here we are. Sometimes you just gotta cast a 4/2. Sometimes you just gotta cast a 4/2. People gotta respect the 4/2. That's all I'm gonna say. Respect the 4/2. Alright, opponent has gone into the tank and decided to cast a Kolaghan's Command. It's a good play. I'd like to draw a Grist. How about a Verdant Catacombs? Attack you for 4. Your turn. Dash Ragavan. Okay. Okay. And they hit a bolt. So they can kill my 4/2. See, they respect the 4/2. They get it, you know? They get it. Alright, that's not bad. We'll take that. We'll take that. Definitely our worst draws in my deck. But they have a Ragavan, which they're going to keep dashing. Conveniently gets around Wrenn and 6. Worth noting, Fear still is able to be blocked by artifacts, so that actually is pretty relevant too, because it makes the Ragavan a 3-power attacker. So even if I draw like an artifact to like a cookbook to make a 3/3, it's not going to be that good because they can. It's just a trade. And they have Croxa, which is also not good. Well, they have Croxa, so I'm just going to play the Foothills. So they dash Ragavan. I guess I probably have to trade with the Saga token. But then they can just play Croxa and go to 6. I don't even think we have any outs. Because even if I draw Asmo, I can't actually cast it. I guess I could draw Finale? But how am I getting a second food? Even if I draw Finale. Yeah, I actually might be on no outs. Alright, we'll just make a token. I will attempt to block. Oh, right, we're getting the Daredevil back. Okay. So, yeah, with the Daredevil, I can actually peel Asmo. Saga for Cookbook. Cookbook, discard Daredevil. Because even if they Croxa me, I could just discard the Daredevil. Then I float mana with Saga, get a Cookbook. Cookbook brings back Daredevil. Discard Daredevil. Yeah, play Asmo. That'll work. Okay. But I have to draw Asmo or Finale to be able to kill the Croxa. And even then, it's still going to be a little dicey. Alright, so discard Daredevil, stay at 9, get a tapped Shockland. Alright, Asmo. Alright, there's the Asmo. So I actually have enough to make a thing too, right? Yeah. And then we go Cookbook, Asmo, Cookbook. Okay, okay, that's a good draw. That is definitely a good draw. Let's play the Asmo. Let's get a book. Play a book. Discard food. And it's your turn. Could kill the Croxa when they go to combat. So they have 4 cards, one of which is a Ragavan. They will not have enough to flashback the Croxa again, So they have like a fetch land or something. I guess they probably just have a removal spell for the Asmo, right? Maybe their hand's all on Holy Heats. Can beat that. Alright, so kill the Kroxa because we have to. Don't really have a choice there. So Kroxa dies. Yeah, it's not the worst spot. They're at 13. Can present a 2-turn clock. I mean, I assume they have some sort of removal in their hand, right? Turok. Okay. And then, oh, they're not killing the Asmo? That's good for us. And we drew a cookbook, which means I get to kill 2 things. That was a sicko draw because I have a food left over. Yeah, yep, your thing gets bigger. I'm just gonna kill it. So let's kill the Turok. And then I think I'm just going to attack with both of these. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. They have 2 cards, one of which is a Ragavan. I don't think if I can die if I do this. No, this is good. I'm just gonna attack. Like, they know my last card. I assume they're just not gonna block, yeah. I could have also rebought something with Cookbook. No, it's just a Goose, right? Ooh, actually, wait, can you... Oh, you can rebuy Grist with Cookbook? Well, I think I still have to do 2 activations of Asmo regardless, but that is kind of sick. I forgot about that. Because Grist is a creature card in your graveyard. So you can actually rebuy Grist with Cookbook, which is pretty sick. That's something that I did not realize. Alright, so they're at 4. Kind of wish they were at 3, but... So we know they still have Ragavan. Okay. They know my last card, so they know this is just for Delirium. Or for Surveil. But they can't play the Kroxa this turn. So their play is to, what, hardcast Ragavan, leave back 3 blockers? I'm just going to take 4, I think. Well, is there a reason to take 4? Because I'm just going to end up killing one of these anyways, right? I guess there's not really a reason to take damage, because I have 2 cookbooks in play. Yeah, I just won't take damage. I could have also played the Daredevil, but that gives me less Asmo activations. Right, because if I play out the Daredevil, I have no cards in hand, no food left over, and then I can't activate Asmo. You know what I mean? But that's why I chose not to play the Daredevil. I should have said something about that, but... Okay, so Leyline of the Void, quite good against Kroxa, Lurrus, Channeler. I think it is good against the Lurrus builds of the Channeler decks. Alpine Moon, Force, Needle, no. Spellbomb, maybe, but probably not. So I think it's just Leylines. And what don't we like? I'm going to be honest with you, I like all my cards. So I think we're just going to trim on some numbers a little bit. I really don't know. Sideboarding with this deck is tough. You have to keep Bolt, because they're a DRC Ragavan deck. I guess, do you maybe cut Goose? No, there's no way. You can't cut Goose. Cut Grist on the draw, maybe? No, this game's just all about value. You could maybe trim on, like... Man, I really don't know. All my cards are so good. I'm just going to cut some random one-ofs. Just like 1, 1. Some of the more expensive stuff. I cut the... Yeah, okay. I honestly don't know if that's correct, but I don't want to cut on Finale or Asmo because I think Asmo is your most important card in this matchup. So I think just cutting on some of the more expensive... Like, I think the way you lose to them is if they get under you, you know? You're pretty favored in the long game. So I think just don't let them get under you, and I think you should be fine. This hand's cracked. Yeah. You just get Stomping Ground. You go Stomping Ground, Goose, and then turn 2, Finale, all that stuff. Okay. Change of plans, we're going to kill the Ragavan. It was also a good draw. I don't know why I'm fetching now. I'm just going to wait till their turn. Alright, well, I don't have a Bolt, opponent. I don't have a Bolt. Trust. I don't have a Bolt. I don't have a Bolt. There is no Bolt. Alright, I do in fact have a Bolt. What are they going to take? I don't even know. My hand's really good. I would guess they maybe just take the cookbook. It took Asmo. Sure. It's fine too. Alright, Bobble Draw. I wouldn't even mind just drawing a land. the Leyline Spellbomb combination. Alright, so let's play Cookbook and Goose. Probably end up discarding the Spellbomb to the Cookbook. Alright, my Goose is cooked. My Goose is cooked. Really need to find a land here. Kind of badly. Okay, Thoughtseize, sure. And probably still doesn't beat the Saga. Alright, Thoughtseize resolves. Just give me land. Just give me land. Thank you. Alright, your turn. Now we can just make some Saga tokens. Do they have a Terminate? I'm going to get Overgrown Tomb, because I want black mana and I want the second green. I mean, I will make a token. They have to have Terminate, right? Oh, okay. Well, I mean, I'll just take this trade. Actually, as a matter of fact, I'm not even going to block now. I just won't block. I'll just take the 1, because this thing is pretty much non-threatening with the Leyline in play anyways. I'll just take the 1. I don't really think they can get out of this anyways. Just get the Shadow Spear. The Shadow Spear. I guess they could have Shattering Spree, but it's like they're one way out of this. 6, yeah. Yeah, if they have Shattering Spree, maybe, but outside of that, probably not. Let's go equip to one of these guys. Terminate. Alright, fine. Terminate resolves. Attack you for 6. 2-turn clock. They have to have probably another Terminate. So they're chump blocking here. So yeah, probably another Terminate. Alright, I'm going to keep that one in hand. In case I draw an Asmo. Alright, second Terminate. Mulligan's Command. Choosing making me discard. I will just make a food then. Alright, so they have 1 card. Still have no graveyard. We just need to find a Saga. Saga is probably game over. Asmo we can't quite cast, but... You ever seen a Goose with a Spear on it? Time to get aggressive. Ever seen a Goose with a Spear on it? Dude, I'd be afraid of a Goose with a Spear. Not gonna lie. I would be afraid of a Goose with a Spear. We can also just rebuy Asmo now. Which I probably will do, because we have a 4th mana here. Okay, you got a 3-2. You done got a 3-2. Ooh, that's a good draw. Red, black, green, Grist. I think I'm just going to make tokens. If I minus and they kill the Goose in response, it's pretty bad for me. And I can also threaten a double block now. Which, yeah, I'll do that. I will double block if they attack. It's just going to be so hard for them to kill Grist, because I think the main way they have to kill Grist is Unholy Heat, and that's just not an option with the leyline in play. So just play a bit of a longer game, take advantage of the Grist, and, you know, the fact that they can't really do much against the leyline. We kind of have infinite inevitability here. Yeah, sure. Like, they get to kill that, but then I can just make a token and equip it, and then also offer the trade for Lurrus. Just like so many of their cards just don't really do anything. Alright, so plus here. Equip, pass. And then next turn we can discard whatever we draw and play the Asmo. Sure. It's going to take a lot of those. It's going to take a lot of those. Alright, Grist takes 3. I guess if they have another heat, they can kill the Grist. Sure. It's fine. Alright, I'd rather just have the Asmo in play. I would rather just have the Asmo in play. Get the last book. Equip here. Pass. No reason to even kill the Lurrus quite yet, because we can just block it. Although, if they attack, I might just fight it, because I don't want to lose this to a Bolt. A Channeler. Okay. You have a Channeler. Yeah, I'll just kill their stuff. I know they gain 6 off the Lurrus, but I'll just kill their stuff. Back for 4. Pass the turn. Another 1/1. Okay. Attack for 4. How many bolts they have left? 2 bolts left. I'll just play this land. Pass. I'll just rebuy Grist this turn. Yeah, I'll just rebuy Grist. Thoughtseize. Alright, we'll let them surveil. I'll respond, make a food. So yeah, respond to this, discard my only spell, make a food. Let the Thoughtseize resolve, and then we'll EOT get back the Grist. Get back Grist. Doomwake wins the match. Cool. So game 1 was pretty close. You know, I think that, you know, there was a bit of there was a point in the game where the turning point where I ripped the Asmo and then we kind of just spiraled out of control. But Leyline is just insane against these decks. It's just it shuts off Channeler, Kolaghan's Command, Lurrus, Kroxa. It's, you know, there's just, it's Unholy Heat. It's just, it's so good against these Lurrus decks. So anyways, we're 3-1, and I'll see you back here in just a little bit for round number 5. All right, everybody, round number 5, and we have a 6-land Nihil Spellbomb. Don't think I'm keeping that one. So we go from 6 lands to no lands. Okay. Okay. I see you. I'm going to keep 2-land Cookbook Daredevil Asmo. Put back these Pyros. I mean, this is a good 5. It's definitely a good 5. I don't know if it's going to be a good enough 5 against the Lurrus deck, especially if they have a discard spell, but it's a good 5. Alright, Bloodstained Mire. Bloodstained Mire for Stomping Ground. Is this the Jund Saga deck? It looks like it is, yes. This should be a fairly good matchup, I think. Especially because they don't have Prismatic Ending. And Prismatic Ending is one of the best ways to deal with Cookbook. Not having access to that card is pretty good for us. Excuse me. Now, granted, they have a Saga and we don't, so it might be a little tougher. I am going to play the Asmo now just to be able to kill the Goyf at a bare minimum. Just make a food now. There's not really any reason to not kill the Goyf now. The nice thing about this is they probably don't want to just take their turn off and make a Saga token because I can just kill the Saga token. Ooh. Okay, okay. Attacks. Play this tapped. Your turn. We got nothing else to do. So they're going to crack a fetch. Are they going to make a Saga token? Interesting. Maybe they just don't have a bolt in their hand? Okay, we'll respond to that, make some food. So they can't respond and kill my Asmo. I don't need to kill the Saga token just yet. Can wait, see if they make another one. They possibly could have main deck Needle, and maybe that's what they're playing towards. So they're gonna have one construct left over. So we'll kill the construct now just in case they have Needle. If they don't have Needle, this is gonna be tough though. Okay, they do. So they probably... I mean, I guess they could name Cookbook. No, they chose to name Asmo. I was going to say name Cookbook in case I draw an Urza Saga, but... Okay. So they have a 4/4, and we ain't got much going on. Let's do this. Let's make food. They can pop the Spell Bomb now, but I can just discard it again. And I think I'm just going to play a 4/2. They just sack the Spellbomb to kill it. It's actually kind of tough. I can't really make another food because then they'll just respond and pop the Spellbomb, and then I won't even be able to cast the 4/2. Alright, we'll just play out the 4/2. I don't know if it's actually good, but... And your turn. Yeah, the Needle is Needle's gonna be tough. Because we don't actually have a way to remove the Needle game 1. Sheesh. Yeah, and they have a Shadow Spear too. I can't really double block because they have the Spell Bomb, so I guess I'll just take it. Kind of surprised they're not equipping though. I guess that means they have Goyf. Yeah, makes sense. Alright, you got a Goyf. Drew a Gilded Goose. Don't think that's gonna do it. So make a food. I guess this is a free attack. Should have attacked first. But again, I think I'm just in a horrible spot. Yeah, go, 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 go. Not in a great spot. We'll go to the sideboard in a sec. So I assume they just equip up the construct and attack us for 9. Can't really afford to block. Again, we can't double. Well, we don't. Yeah. There's no point in holding back the Daredevil to double block because they just have the Spell Bomb to kill it. So I can't even set up a good double block. I don't really have removal in my deck that can kill a Goy for a construct. My removal's all lightning bolts. So don't really think we have any outs. Maybe Grist? Grist to, like, kill one of their things. But then they can just kill the Grist pretty easily. Yeah, I don't know. I don't think we have outs. Alright, black mana. 2 black. Quip. Alright, Quip's good. 9 damages. Yeah, no blocks. We'll figure it out. We'll figure it out. They have a tap land. Still have the spell bomb up. Seasoned Pyromancer. I mean, I guess I could have maybe sacked a food last turn. But again, I really don't think I have any outs. So I could have sacked the food to go to 8 last turn. Okay. I guess we're not attacking. I can still sack a food this turn. Yeah, I don't think I can attack. No, I can't attack. I can't even really block either again, right? I really don't have a good triple block. So I have to, like, chump the Goyf and gain 3. We drew 2 pretty good cards. I just don't know if it's good enough. Red mana. What's this? So they're going to activate the Spell Bomb. I mean, they probably just kill this, right? I guess they could kill the goose and force me to pop the food now. I don't know if that's good. Might be good. Yeah, I probably should have sacked the food EOT last turn when I had mana up. Because with the needle on Asmo, I'm not doing anything else with the food anyways. So, yeah, that was a mistake. How different is this game if I'm at 8 as opposed to 5? I don't know. We'll see what they do. They are shooting the goose. Alright, I will gain 3 life. 8. Your turn. Now what? I mean, I'm probably just going to chump the Goyf and take 5. Chump the Goyf with Daredevil because I can just get it back next turn. I'm at 3 life. The issue is Grist is sorcery speed. So I'm still kind of screwed, right? Because I play Grist, minus sack the Pyromancer, kill the Construct token, then I just move the Shadow Spear over. Then I'm still in a bad spot, right? Alright, they are choosing to pass. Okay, so 6. Yeah, I guess I can gain 3 life and take 1 hit from the Goyf. Okay, sure. And then we'll figure it out next turn how to deal with the Goyf because I can gain 3 life. This actually is pretty relevant that I didn't gain 3 that one turn. Should have attacked first. It's weird. I was kind of just like checked out of this game, but I actually think maybe I have outs. All right, they're cracking the catacombs. Tapped Blood Crypt. Okay. Oh, I guess if they also just kill the Grist, right? Ooh, they're activating Spell Bomb. All right, I'll respond. Make some food. Get back my 2 Daredevils. All right, my graveyard's gone. Yeah, if they just kill the Grist, this makes the go 5. They equip the Shadow Spirit 6. I game 3, go to 6, and then die. Okay, you win. So maybe if I had 3 more life, I could have maybe survived that game. Leyline's quite good. Alpine Moon's good. Force of Vigor, maybe, but I don't really like 2-for-1ing myself in a matchup like this. Needle is kind of awkward because we both have Saga. I don't actually think I want Needle. What don't I want? I think we're going to do the same thing as last time and just kind of like trim some weird numbers. Cut this. Maybe I don't want all the ley lines. Is Leyline actually good? It's like okay against Tarmogoyf, but not really because I have my graveyard. Like they have DRC, they have Luris, they sometimes have Kroxa. It's a lot worse against the card Urza Saga, that was my issue with Leyline. Maybe I just don't want it. Maybe I want Force of Vigor just to be able to hardcast. Okay, let's try this. Copperline Gorge, Urza Saga. Okay, it's a bit of a risky hand, but I'm going to keep and just hope to draw another land. It's definitely risky if we don't draw a land for Wrenn 6, but if we do, this hand is just absolutely insane. We even have removal spells for their first couple of creatures. This hand is just such high upside. I understand there's risk involved. I get it, you know. And maybe we have better 7s, but this hand is just such high upside. Just willing to keep it. What are they going to name? Cookbook? Come on, fetch land. Come on, fetch land. All right, your turn. Your turn. What you got? Nihil Spellbomb. Alright, give me a land. Not a land. Alright, well, I got one more chance on a land, I think. One more chance on a land. Look, you know, I understand there's risk in keeping this hand. And I know that maybe a lot of people wouldn't keep this hand, but it's just such high upside. Okay, so let that die. Let's go for our own Spellbomb, I guess. Now the question is, do I Finale? So they get to make a Saga token here. I could Wrenn back the land. They're probably just going to pop the Spellbomb and not pay a black. I mean, I guess... No, let's just play Pyromancer here, I think. Try and dig for a... what you call it? Force of Vigor. I think I'm discarding the Wrenn 6 because they have the Spellbomb. And it's going to be hard to protect the Wrenn 6 from their tokens anyways. I mean, I guess we have this, but they can just go Construct, untap, Construct, Shadow Spear, and then our chump blockers aren't really worth much. That's kind of my issue with taking that line. Yeah, I mean, you know, I get it. I kept a risky hand and it didn't pay off, but stand by the keep. Super high upside. If I draw a land, if I draw a fetch land, I think that we're in pretty good shape, but sometimes you don't get there. Thought Sneeze. They have elected to take my Finale. Okay, just cast another one, I guess. Get a book. Your turn. Not looking great. And they have another Saga. And they're choosing not to equip the Shadow Spear. Well, I guess I'll take my blocks while I can. Lightning Bolt the Asmo. Alright, I have seen enough. Okay, so 3 and 2. Lost a burn, kept the sketchy hand against Jund Saga. You know, again, I can live with that. The burn loss was a little bit, you know, a little bit frustrating because I think the burn matchup is generally pretty good. And then the Jund Saga, maybe that, like, that you have a lot of the same cards of the Jund Saga deck, but they also have They have Luris, they have, maybe more late game power. So, I don't know, that matchup is maybe a little bit tough. But overall, I like the deck. I like the approach. Big fan of Grist, big fan of Pyromancer. I like that, we realized during the video we found out that you can cookbook back a Grist, which is kind of cool. Not the best showing, but, average. Deck's fine. I think it's one of the better Asmo decks. I still think that maybe I would prefer to be on the reanimation aspect if you're going to choose to play Asmo, but this is like a fairly good mid-range Asmo if you're into that kind of stuff. So, if you made it all the way to the end of the video, please be sure to like and subscribe, and I will see you in the next one.